don't know how Ganduje had access to the file of this other party to know that Yusuf and Kwankwaso maybe were not members of the NNPP, as a matter of fact. But the NNPP have also come out to say that, hey, this is not the correct thing. These are members of our system. There is no way we would have given that, INEC would have accepted that if they had closed their. Is INEC that fielded this? The party fielded, INEC accepted it. So how is Ganduje now saying that they are blind, they are ignorant, they didn't know ABCD? Where is this own information coming from? Is he now INEC spokesperson?
Well, I think that information should ordinarily come from the INEC, who accepted, just like you said earlier. And to me, issues of membership is an internal issue of the party.
We were also told that it's a pre-election matter.
It's a pre-election matter.
So why is it now being used as a yardstick in this case?
But the matter is in Supreme Court now, you know, which is sub judice. Definitely, justices of the Court of Appeal, you know, of the tribunal, I've seen instances. It has happened in Rivers State here during the election in 2015 that bettered the former governor of Rivers State. The tribunal gave judgment against the person of Governor Wike. Court of Appeal upheld it. At the Supreme Court, it was upheld. So, this is where these are human beings. That is why even in our religious settings today, the way and manner you interpret the Bible and understand it is not the way you. That is why we have different doctrines in the Christian faith. The same thing is also applicable in the Islamic fold. In the Islamic religion, we have different schools of thought. You understand? We have the Sunni, we have the Hanbali, we have the Hanafi, we have the Shafi. You understand? Schools of thought and other schools of. They will have the Hanbali. Other schools of thought in Islamic jurisprudence. They believe in Allah. They believe in one God, but in different understanding of the same scripture you read. You understand?
Yeah, but how does it relate to
how it relates to law?
Position, how they were ignorant and all of that? How does this relate to?
Ganduje has his own opinion. It just his own opinion is just voiced, but everything lies with the court to pronounce. You understand what I'm saying? The opinion of Ganduje does not translate to the final decision of the Supreme Court.
Yeah, but do you think it's possible, before we look into the NNPP's arguments on same subject, do you think it's possible that after INEC had closed their portal, because this is weighty, and yes, this is basically bringing the institution called INEC to its knee, yes, as a matter of fact, yes, do you think that truly that INEC had closed its portal
and then still accept?
I mean, that is now the national chairman of APC indicting INEC.
Because for a very serious question.
Let's now bring it to the fore, yes, here, because this same judgment is something, one of the Kano states at the tribunal, is something that I still cannot seem to help to wrap my head around as a human being. That is because we are talking about coming back to INEC again as a centerpiece of this puzzle in Kano State right now. INEC, according to the tribunal, there was the records that was given, 165,663 votes were invalid, according to the court of first instance, before the appeal court, you know, now start talking about party membership and all of that. And we're told that this matter is supposed to be pre-election matters. I don't know why that is now an issue in this the appeal. But how do you begin to make sense of the fact that, I want us to look at INEC critically now. According to Ganduje, INEC had already closed their portal. How did they now list NNPP candidates as a candidate in the governorship election, Yusuf as a candidate in the governorship election? Again, this 160-something thousand invalid votes, you understand? Yusuf did not give it to himself. It was INEC that gave it to him. Why is INEC not being on the butcher table right now?
Okay, now, the issue there, I think there are 2 points upon which the nullification of this election was made. One, on the grounds of membership of the now governor of Kano State,
of membership of NNPP.
Yes, of NNPP, and the issue of the invalidation of the votes based on the fact that the ballot papers were not signed by the electoral officials. You understand? Now, it's still subject of the interpretation. Just like I'm telling you, the court of the governorship election petition tribunal have interpreted. The court of appeal has upheld. Okay, the matter is still sub judice. The Supreme Court is left.
Let's leave the courts. Let's look at INEC. INEC is the one who declared Yusuf winner and it added that 160-something thousand votes.
Yes.
INEC is the one who should either open or close their portal.
Yes.
INEC is the one who authorized the NNPP candidate to be on the list for March 18 governorship election.
Yes.
NNPP didn't, they only submitted their nomination form to INEC in accordance to the rules. So now that Ganduje is saying portal had closed before they submitted that, now that the court is saying 163,000 votes are invalid, all of this points to INEC. At what point are we going to begin to make a demand? Because there are critical issues. You know that Kano State has a history of ethnic and violence and all of that. Now looking at the Kwankwasia movement versus the APC, and these are the key players in Kano State. How much this will impact us as a people is why we are crying out and demanding why INEC is not in the chopping board here. Why is INEC not the one answering these questions? Because in the case of nomination that the appeal court has said, it is INEC that opened their portal. They allowed this man to be on the ballot. In the case of votes, Yusuf did not play any direct role in all of this. So the file that Ganduje said they have, that claim that shows that nomination had closed before he was taken in, the 163,000, these are all INEC issues, not even the party, the NNPP and Yusuf's issues. So why are these not critical components in this conversation about Kano State governorship election?
Now, another area, there is no way, first of all, the INEC is not a party to that suit to answer to these questions before the court.
At the tribunal or at the appeal?
From the tribunal down to the appeal, even to the point of Supreme Court, INEC must definitely be a party to this suit to answer, just like it was in the presidential election.
So why is Yusuf being punished? As I'm trying to understand, if INEC is the one who committed both crimes.
Now, you know that in law, there is within the ambit of the law which the INEC is expected to act. And now when the law provides that you should do a particular thing, just like the Ganduje is saying that this nomination, although I'm not in full fact, I do not have the full facts of this case. This full fact of this case is before the court. So if we should be availed,
let's look at just the two issues that INEC,
because Ganduje is saying that the NNPP candidate submitted his form after the INEC had closed the channel of submission of nomination forms to them. You understand what I'm saying? And that is an issue. If that is the case,